So your three, and like your three advice to any young guy who has the opportunity to travel to the United States.
So, so when you have the opportunity, by all means take it. But the three things that I recommend that you put in your mind is that you have to evaluate your current situation. All right, you have to. During a day when we do during the pro and con, the benefits or maybe advantages and disadvantages. See, number one, or share your current situation. When you look at your current situation in Ghana, you have to really see how it's going to benefit you. And number two, you have to know your reason why. The reason why you're embarking on the new journey.
So you should have a reason.
You should have a reason. Right? You can't say, oh, I'm just traveling just to travel because it's better there or there's opportunity there. And if you don't understand your why, you're not going to understand your purpose. And so you can just get into anything, or maybe, you know, what's Ghana, what's your country, a bit bathroom, a bit and you know, if you don't have a plan, let's say even a no crab a year beginning opportunity, you get stuck there because maybe when you start carefree. It's one fact, your main reason why, no one settle up your own purpose up. Then you will derail from your existence in life. So the second thing, let's say you know your reason why you're traveling. That will lead you to your purpose in life, in essence, right? Because you're going on a new journey and a whole new life. And number three is that you have to understand that it's not going to be easy. So you have to have a game plan on how you're going to. I like to stay away from the word survive, because that's what we do all the time. But how you're going to succeed, right? Survival becomes a cycle. When you're surviving, you don't get out of that cycle. So when you think about the third one, is thinking about how you game plan to succeed. So when you have that in mind, I believe that it's not going to be easy, but it's possible.
So the first one is to evaluate. You evaluate the opportunities and what is back home, what is here, and all that, and then you know which one that you're going for. Two, what you're supposed to do after your evaluation is to ensure that
your why. You
should have a reason.
Your reason, yeah.
Your reason, which will then transform you to having a purpose. So you have a bigger picture. So you know what the bigger picture is. When you come here and you have, opportunities, find a way to link those opportunities that will lead you to the bigger picture, or else you get stuck. And then the third one, then we are looking at what? Having your master plan. So you'll be able to execute your final purpose for,
And I know you didn't ask me for four, but I had a fourth one.
Okay,
a bonus. So the fourth one is to be open-minded to learn. To learn new skills. And never be content. Always think about excelling. Not being perfect, but excelling always. So that'll be my fourth one. In anything that you find to do, and especially when it's within your purpose, you have to open up your mind to learn as much as you can.
Be open-minded. Senior, be open-minded. But there's one thing that you must also know when you are being open-minded. Build confidence. You're confident to our dream. I'm telling you, build confidence. There's a lot of things that in Ghana it makes you gain confidence, but we see it as fear. Our minds have been preset in such a way. I don't know. Adrena is some way. You see this opportunity, you say, Nipa will be to me, but today,
it's true.
Because of course, Bronina Eman's opportunity. I've seen somebody who was being offered a contract, very huge amount. He asked himself, "Men are more cancer." I was like, "Yo, why didn't you, boy? Let's go kill it. Do it."
It's the confidence.
Everything you've said, I chanced on a video. I ran to and said, "Oh, say listen, Oba America, Oko Canada, Oko Australia, Oko UK. Masa, sa mu school seminars are near na one nana yaku school na wisi me a wisi. I said listen, we need to have school background and learn a skill. Suya fita, suya baba, suya hairdressing, Oba Hanoma Juberich.
Oh yeah.
Tell me your what you've seen with those, you know, those areas, education and having that skill.
So those are vocational skills.
Yeah.
Vocations. I know many people that don't have formal education, but yet they've been able to thrive and be successful by having vocational skills.
Vocational skills.
Right? Vocational skills could be a videographer or photographer.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody that cooks, right? And the difference is because they develop passion in that. So when you don't have passion for something, that thing doesn't really motivate you, right? When you really have love for what you do and really immerse yourself into it, that vocational skills can bring you a lot of success as opposed to going to have a formal education. Because a lot of people go to formal education, and in America, you can go to get a formal education and pay a lot of student loans, as you know, and you come out with nothing but bills and loans to pay, right? So your guiding light could potentially come from your vocational skills or your God-given talent or skills that has been presented to you. So you can really make something out of that versus going to school just for schooling purposes. Some people go to school just to go to school, but they don't get educated, right? Because they just only go and get the formal education. They just pass through the school. Yeah.
The school doesn't pass through them.
Exactly. One of my teachers used to say in junior high school, you don't really go through school, the school go you.
The school
go through you.
Go through you. Yeah.
Yes. So as much as formal education is important, you also have to understand your God-given talent and skill.
When somebody arrives here in the United States, you're a young guy, to survive for the first 2 years, what do you think the person is supposed to do? Give me just 5.
To survive.
You arrive here, listen, especially when you have people that do arrive and then they practically have like no one. They are lost in a world that is filled with many opportunities. They don't know they are left from right. I've seen some that a lot of people have taken a lot of advantage of.
Yeah.
What do you think such people to do? Just 5.
Okay. So you first arrive. Never underestimate networking, right? It doesn't take much to say hello to somebody. There's one thing I've learned. It's about, we always say it's about who you know.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I will flip it. It's about who knows you.
Yeah.
It's really about who knows you. That's how you get opportunities, right? So the number one is speaking of saying hello and being kind to people. And you talk about people being taken advantage of. It's because they get caught up in being nice, but not kind, right? So being kind is one thing and being nice is also another thing. So
break it down.
Breaking it down. Somebody could be really nice and become a people pleaser. Because you're just pleasing people.
Yeah.
Just because like, okay, I need to do something for somebody.
Even at your discomfort.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? But when you're kind, when you understand being kind, you do it from your heart and that's it.
That's it.
Like, hey, this is all I can do. I'm sorry, I can't go beyond that.
That's what it is.
Kindness. That's what kindness is.
Okay.
But being nice, like, oh, if I don't do it, I'm not gonna get that love or approval from this person, right? So you asked me for 5. Number 1 is network. Say hi to people. Say hello to people, and that leads to relationship. Number 2, build relationship with people that are where you want to go, right? It's okay to make friends that have the same dream and aspiration, but also even important, somebody that is where you want to go. Very important. And number 3, I would say think about learning. I know I've mentioned that in my other, but number 3 is learn as much as possible. learn to develop your skill, learn to develop a new skill, and to improve on the skill. And I'm at number 4, right? Number 4 is always think about investing in yourself, investing in your mindset. Learn something, reading, improving on your mindset. And number 5 is really thinking about saving, right? Saving. I talk about investment. I'll go back to it, then I'll come back to number 5. Number 4, investing in yourself. And when you find something to do, think about investing in it, improving on those skills also. And that will transition into you investing in some passion, right? Some passion skill that you have, maybe a business. A business is an investment that'll come back to pay you years from now. Thinking about not the instant reward, but long-term, instant, nothing about instant gratification, but long-term reward, right? And that is when you think about investing. Because when you're investing, you don't get that fruit right now. You get it in the future, right? And number 5 is what was my number 5? Number 5 was...
because you were talking about savings and then you moved to investing.
So number 5 was saving. Learn to save. Learn to save as much as you can. You know, talk about when you make money, you save 10%, right? Because that will be for emergency's sake, right? And you know, sometimes when you invest, you don't want to necessarily take out of your investments, right? That is when you have a business. So while you have your investment funds, you also have to have the savings funds. That would be, you know, my 5 things that I would really advise people to do, you know, when they have the opportunity, right?
The very first 2 years.
Your very first 2 years, yes. I know it sounds like it's too early, but it's very important.
2 years is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in this country, 2 years is a lot. 24 months is no joke.
I'm glad you understand that. Because somebody would say 2 years, oh man, I just came in.
What?
I just can't do much.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
It is.
All right, so I've been talking to Kweku Pips. His name is Kweku Pepra. He's the CEO of Pips World, based in New York, and he's looking at a way of encouraging the young people to be able to, you know, dream big, not just to dream, making your dream a reality. So sometime up, he'll be coming up with some few, you know, things that you need to know more about Pips World. Today, I impromptu, you know, like this is an impromptu. You know, something that we're just having a normal, you know, conversation. We're like, you know what? Why don't we start talking so that the world knows we're here? Let's because it shouldn't be just between the two of us. Let the world hear what he's doing and what that you should look out for. You know, this man you see over here. He's doing well. That's all I can say. He's doing well for himself.
Getting better.
Yeah, and he always says he's getting better, you know. And I tell you, his baby I will do na man food do and come out retire. Period. But it's
baby steps.
It's all good. Listen, what he has told you, the 5 things that you should consider when you get to the United States. Let's start from the 3 things that you need to do whenever you got the opportunity to travel to the United States. Don't joke with it. It's no joke. Have a game plan. Don't just travel because opportunity now, but listen, have a game plan. Okay, have a game plan. At least please enter this country with a skill, a vocational skill. No education whatsoever. Enter this place with a vocational skill. Share. And never be we don't respect back home. Yes, if fit juma, baba, hairdresser, you know, and the money may be like with disregard, with disrespect.
And funny enough, those are the things that never goes out of business.
I tell you,
cars are running, people are going to weddings, parties, and events.
I tell you,
you know,
and people work for 40 hours in a week. The money they make. There are some hairdressers in this country that make that money a double in a day. Serious. Obi a baba, 1 hour. okay, obi trans here $50, obi trans here 50, one about to me try 2 till it means an hour make $100. Listen, me, what Kweku is saying, I understand. I discern what he's saying because it is not the kind of what to be. You've seen it. Obaba school loan, amount for the student loan, kabibre, they have no skill.
Oh.
But school or the cab bad. But when you have the skill, you are able to make some money, pay off your loans, all these debts, and then you can pursue whatever you want to pursue. It's your mouth visa to near the passport nisima pine at the palm crown of and go and learn it. This is a country they don't disregard any job. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Not even the janitor. They don't disregard. If you know the money they make. Crazy. Once you be bolaka one upper, they go house to house, they are making a lot of money.
For real.
I'm telling you. Listen, don't joke with this. Immediately you get your visa. If it has to take you a month, do it. Learn it before you move.
Oh.
Because when you come here, it is what will put food on your table. Absolutely. Till you say, oh, because just like he said, the bigger picture is for you to become a medical doctor. But when you come, what is going to keep you till that time?
Oh yeah. Those are the means to the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the journey doesn't go like this. The journey is a roller coaster.
Oh, we better say kef.
Exactly. Yeah. So you go through ups and downs.
Yeah.
And you come to the end point. And that end point doesn't end there. You always shoot for the stars.
Absolutely.
Right? Dream beyond measure. We always say the sky is the limit. That is so, it sounds nice to say, but you have to really understand what it really means.
I know you're brofo.
I know you're brofo.
I will say yes.
Sanity.
Yeah. So, guys, we're just having a conversation. Just trying to, send a message out there to the youth. What we've seen, he's based in New York. He has his own perspective. Listen, it comes from different states. State to be we got just in America. Ninya the same telling you. State to be
experience is different, and every state is different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I say, and every experience, I love it when we meet young people who are doing so well for themselves and they have a bigger picture trying to help the next generation. If you want to be part of history, this is the time for you to hold somebody else's hand, and that is what Kweku is doing. Legacy. So Kweku, I'm telling you, what you're doing, we support you any day, anytime. AMG, we're here for you. Just call on us, and then we'll see what we'll be able to do to support you.
Absolutely.
And I believe that the youth will one day sit back and say, yeah, this man is the reason why I am so and so. That has always been the legacy.
I hope so. That is, that's my goal.
Yeah.
And that's my purpose, is to aspire to inspire more people to believe in themselves, to build legacy, and to do something great, to not only for themselves, but to contribute to society and to build a community. Because, we all in this world to really leave something behind. And so you're not doing it for your own selfish reasons, but what do you give back when you get to the point where you want to get to? That's very important.
Kweku, Yankopon show.
Yamisha also.
I'm trying to convince Kweku. Yeah, we need to do something in Ghana. I'm trying to convince Kweku.
Yes.
It's here better. What I say, it's here better. It's here better. My name is Intiamo Williams. This is Hello Frank, and I've been talking to Kweku Pips. Follow him, subscribe to his channel. He has a lot of videos over the motivation, education, lessons, life lessons, experiences. It is Kweku Pips. Kweku Pips. P-E-P-S. Pips. Kweku, get it.
So Kweku, K-W-A-K-U, Peps. P-E-P-S.
It's not one word, it's separate.
Yeah, right? Kweku Peps. Separate.
Peps.
Yeah, Kweku Peps. Yep.
Pacho Peps and the pepper. I know I understand.
Pepper. Yeah, okay. Peps. But there's a catch to the Peps too. Pursue excellence, produce success.
Pursue excellence, produce success. Yep. That's sweet.
Yeah. So that's the acronym.
That's sweet. It was your voice. Now go by Aduma. You be saying